Here we go with episode 9 of the Digital Demons podcast. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a long weekend. Actually, a very enjoyable weekend, I will say. Did a lot of cool stuff. Had a little one-on-one time with my lady. Did some little date night stuff. And then just had a super busy Sunday today, which is why I am doing this at like past 10 o'clock right now. Totally fine. Still going to get it out. But yeah, man, had a super enjoyable weekend and, just had to handle some business. Had a long week again. Let me just tell you, when I say car troubles, it's like a reoccurring thing because guess what? Monday, more truck troubles. What do you know? I can't even say we. I was on the way to work on Monday and, the truck started doing the intermittent kind of surging and losing power thing that it was doing initially. So I'm on my way to work and, I'm just driving along, not even on cruise control or anything like that, just driving, doing about 65, normal pace. And the truck starts to kind of just lose power. Like it just doesn't want to go anymore. Like the accelerator kind of dies and the truck just bogs out. It's kind of just does its own thing. So I'm just kind of like, hey, maybe we're just having a hard time shifting a gear or something like that. I don't know. So I flip it onto cruise control and then it really starts to do it. And I'm just like, oh fuck, like we gotta pull over or something pretty soon. But where I'm driving, there's not really much of a shoulder. And a lot of that shoulder is like completely full of water right now. So I didn't really feel like doing that. So pretty much just got up to there and then turned around and took it to the dealer again. And they had it for about a day and a half-ish, and it appears to be that they have found the faulty part, which all along, I guess, they didn't really deep dive it the first time they had it. They just kind of drove it around and were like, yeah, fuck it. It's good to go. Take it back. We couldn't find anything wrong with it. This time, they actually most likely popped the hood and found that it was a faulty fuel pump. So let me just say that when they call you and they ask you about your extended warranty on your vehicle, pick the fucking phone up, okay? Because I got the extended warranty with the truck, and lo and behold, this whole fuel pump situation happened just after my regular warranty expired on the truck. So since I did a smart thing and got the extended warranty, that saved my ass, like really, really, really big time, because that bill was going to be like over $2,000. That's a big chunk of change to be paying for something as small as that, actually, because the pump itself was like $500 and something, and their labor was outrageous, dude. It was like $100 an hour. So yeah, that was pretty cool that I had that. So trust me when I say this, that extended warranty, if they call and they're bugging you, hi, we'd like to call and talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Well, yeah, pick the shit up and get it. If they give you the opportunity to get it, for sure get it. You'll thank me later. So yeah, dealt with that, got it back. We're all good. Yeah, truck's back into shape again, I guess, and motoring right along. I actually went and got a compressor today, so I feel somewhat like a big dude. I got my own compressor now. I've needed one for a while. Cars and motorcycles and whatnot. Had to handle the tires on those things today. Boy, were they low. Tires in that Bug were about 0 psi, and were like sitting on just fucking squares pretty much. There was no roundness to those tires whatsoever. So got that taken care of. Went shopping around just for kind of just miscellaneous stuff, grocery type stuff, and we actually got Blaze, which some of you might not know. Blaze, my 1-year-old Rottweiler, he is the man of the house and the ultimate protector and killer of all beings who enter without consent. So we went out and got him some stuff today. Got him a new little chain since he's growing like a weed. We got him a brand new chain. We got him some new tennis balls. And we got him like a literal tractor tire. Why? Because he's growing. He's getting, into that adolescent kind of stage where sometimes he feels the need to destroy shit. So with this thing, he's been like totally obsessed with it. But it's literally like 12 inches maybe around, like it's like across, like the diameter is it's pretty big, and he picks this shit up and it's an actual rubber tire, and this dude is just flinging it and flopping it all over the place. He just like is in love with this damn thing already. So hopefully that'll kind of keep him more occupied from wreaking any havoc. And I gotta admit, he's a very well behaved dog, but he just has his little boredom streaks sometimes, and finds himself into some trouble here and there. So hopefully we're trying to remedy some of those from happening and give him a little bit of a treat along the way. So yeah, and I actually this week I was it was this week. Shit, man, I got my days all fucked up. This week I was gifted one of the coolest things ever. My girlfriend got me an acupressure mat. I don't know if some of you guys might be familiar with that. Not acupuncture, acupressure. So it's like a foam mat basically. It has like this kind of like a slick material. I don't know if you call it like plasticky, I guess. I don't know what the right term for it is. I'm not a fucking fashion designer. I don't know fabrics and shit like that. But yeah, so it's got this like real kind of breathable-ish material on there. But there's like hundreds of these little like plastic circles almost on there, and they have spikes on them. So you basically, I choose to lay on this thing with no shirt because it just, it kind of gets to you a little bit easier that way, and it kind of helps relieve, whatever you got going on a little easier as opposed to wearing a shirt. So I lay on this thing, and it's like a damn miracle, dude. There's these like hundreds of little plastic circles, and they got little spikes on them. So the point of the mat is basically to lie down, and the little spikes and stuff trigger your body's pressure points. So you lay on this thing for like 20 to 40 minutes at a time, and it helps you with like your stress. With me, I have like neck pain a lot and like headaches, and it just is supposed to like kind of help improve like your overall energy, like your circulation and stuff like that. And it definitely can improve your sleep. That's for sure. Because I laid on this thing one time, in the beginning, the first time I laid on it, I was having like this like real gnarly like back spasm. And so I was kind of just like, oh God, I need to like check this thing out. I need to lay on it like right now and see what happens. So I lay on it, and I'm on there for probably about 20 minutes just as a first time kind of go at it. And I'm telling you right now, this back spasm was gone the second I got up, and I was immediately like just relieved. And it's crazy because I have the Theraguns, I have like the $400 fucking massage guns, I got different neck rollers and back rollers and tennis balls and all kinds of rubber balls and shit like that for your neck and your back, your legs and everything. Because, I'm getting older, dude, and that pain is a motherfucker. So this thing actually came with like a half circle, like neck pillow kind of deal. And it also has those acupressure like spikes on it as well. And this shit really does work. Like I'm preaching right now. This thing really does work. It was like one of the coolest things. And it was totally badass that she got me this because I had been looking for something extra because I have all this different shit and I'm constantly like bugging about my neck and my back and stuff like that. So I had seen them on like Instagram and online and stuff like that, and she got me one I believe part of Valentine's Day, I think. But yeah, I got this thing and it's like super badass. So like if I'm ever like just having trouble with my back or whatever, I just pretty much just lay down on this thing and just have to endure like a couple minutes of just real uncomfortable, obviously they're plastic spikes digging into your skin. So it's not like the easiest thing to lay on, but it definitely helps. So for those of you guys that aren't familiar with anything like that, you can look them up online. They're acupressure mats, and I highly recommend them because it really does work. I think it really does work. Speaking of people that don't work, we're going to segue right into the first topic of this week's episode, man. What do you know? Having to do with Joe Biden again. And I'm really getting on these topics lately because, like I said before, the majority of the stuff that I read through is political. What else am I going to read about? Fucking Beyonce has a #1 country single. I don't really give a fuck about that. It's cool. Right on. You did it again. You got a #1 single. Clap your hands and listen to it on the radio. Like, it's not big, like really big news to me. Like nothing that I really care about. And how am I supposed to carry on with that kind of like a singular topic? Like I'm really going to talk to you about Beyonce's new single on the country charts for 10 minutes? Not really going to happen. So anyways, we're getting into it. Biden's wiping out, 153,000 student loans. It's a move that his administration has called the SAVE program. And basically, borrowers, they're eligible for cancellation if they've enrolled in the SAVE program. So that's how it works. You got to enroll in it, and you originally have to borrow $12,000 or less to attend college. And you have to, here's the thing, you have to have been making 10 years worth of payments. Okay, so if you haven't paid $12,000 off in 10 years, then you're going to get help. Who in the fuck takes $12,000 on a loan and doesn't pay it back in 10 years? Come on, man. Like, get with the program, dude. I mean, I can't say that I'm in disbelief that they're actually doing this shit, because, they're really trying to just rally those votes for November. So, yeah, so those people that take 10 years to pay back $12,000 or less, they get their debt canceled. And it's insane, because people that have taken more than $12,000 off, or $12,000 of a loan, they're going to be eligible for cancellation, but it's on a longer timeline. So for each $1,000 borrowed beyond the $12,000, it adds an additional year of payments on top of the 10 years. So the maximum repayment period is capped at 20 years. So if you can't fucking pay your $12,000 off or whatever in 20 years, fucking just stop. Stop it. Go get a fucking job and stop with the little bullshit. Like, I can't believe there's people that actually do this shit. It's just insane. It's fucking crazy. Let's see what else it says. It basically, it just is, hey, you took out this money, you're wasting your life away, and you can't pay it back. So, hey, let's just say that it never happened. And all that tells me is that these people clearly had zero intentions of paying these loans back anyways. Like, in the beginning, they were just like, fuck it, dude. We're going to go to school, we'll get some piece of shit degree that doesn't mean anything anyways, just to say that we went. We'll get some kind of volunteer work or some bullshit ass job, and we'll try to pay back for this bullshit ass degree, but we're not really going to. So they kind of got a fucking get out of jail for free card in my eyes, because every single bit of debt that I've ever taken over the course of fucking at least 15 years, I've had to pay it back in full. These assholes, they go and take loans and have no monetary game plan. They just, they volunteer and intern forever, and they have no plan to pay any of it back. Like, I myself can get a loan to buy a fucking $50,000 truck, and I have 5 years to pay the shit back. That's it. 5 years, or else they're going to fucking come and they take my shit back. That's how it is. If I don't pay it on time, or I can't do it, they come and take it away. So the same should be for fucking schooling, man. Like, nice try, dude. You come here and you gave us somebody else's money up front. You can't pay them back, and so we're going to just fucking repossess your degree. How about that, dude? You don't fucking have the degree anymore. It comes back in our possession, and we're just going to say you never went to school. How about that? Why are they going to, this shit pisses me off, dude, because as a responsible person, when you get a loan, you fucking pay it back. It's like, oh, they fell in a hardship. No, they didn't fall in a hardship. Majority of these people that are taking these loans off know that they're never going to get a fucking job that has to do anything with the degree that they got from a fucking 4-year college. Unless you're like a fucking doctor and you go to school for 27 years. You start at school when you're fucking 9 years old, and by the time you're 45, you're ready to be a doctor. Hey, there you go. And they make $1 quadrillion a year, so it's no problem for them to pay anything back, I'm sure. It's irritating is what that shit is. It's just how it fucking works. It's irritating because people like me, we don't get the handout portion, and we have to constantly work for everything. And it's like that for a lot of people. I'm not saying I'm the only one or anything like that, but it's just frustrating to see that this shit happens and we get nothing on the back end. We're just, hey, fucking pay your bills, be a good person, and that's it. These guys are like, oh, boo-hoo, it took you fucking 19 years to pay back $9,000. That's not my fucking problem, dude. Why are you going to put that shit that you're removing on the middle class? Why? Because that's the fucking game plan, dude. To hold the middle class's head under the fucking water while everybody else fucking just floats along. That sucks. And it's a fucking shitty ass feeling to see somebody else get all their shit just paid for, basically. And I'm sitting over here getting butt fucked, fucking raped on taxes, in California taxes as well as federal taxes. And these guys just fucking say, oh, wipe the slate clean. That's some bullshit. So, we're just going to be railing, man. I'm just going to keep fucking railing. Keep on railing until something hopefully changes in November. And on the way to that change, our boy Trump, dude, once again. And if you don't know by now, now you fucking know, dude. That's what we're all about. Fuck all this shit that's going on. Get with the fucking program, dude. Pull your fucking head out of your ass and grow up. That's what it's got to be. So we got Trump, like I said last podcast, just fucking dragging Nikki Haley in her own home state of South Carolina in that primary race. Just like I said, he was gonna do this last podcast. I said that. We all knew it was gonna happen, but he beat her ass 60% to 40% basically, and she just refuses to give up. Like I said, I couldn't remember the guy's name last week, but it's Reid Hoffman. I had mentioned it quite a few episodes ago, I believe, and she's staying in it. She's staying in it. So Reid's gonna have to keep forking over that cashola, dude, until she calls it quits. And that's how you know something is being bought and paid for. Because if she hasn't stopped right now on the way to getting her ass mopped up during this fucking primary race, something very, very sketchy is going on. That's all I got to say about that. Because Ron DeSantis is gone. Vivek Ramaswamy is gone. Chris Christie is even gone. I mean, not like he was going anywhere to begin with. But these major players are all gone. And she's just fucking getting the dog shit kicked out of her. And, just has this ambition to just keep on rolling with it. And it's just, it's telling. It's very telling. We'll just say that. It's telling. What else we got here? Oh, I was reading on Friday, just browsing through that old news. Idaho. Idaho has the oldest inmate and plans on executing him on Wednesday. Finally. After 50 years behind bars. More than 50 years, okay? This is more than 50 years this dude's been on death row. Why? Why is it that it takes forever to fucking kill these people, dude? They've been convicted and have just been chilling 3 hots in a cot every fucking day for 50 years. Just being a burden to everybody outside of a prison walls, being a waste of life, basically. You're condemned to death. You should just go fucking get killed. Because what good are you now? You've done crimes beyond crimes and on crimes and killed people and done fucked up shit. Why do you need to be around anymore? Like, just be done with you. Okay? Your chances were over, and peace out. I think in general, capital punishment is amazing. It's very good. It helps with the pieces of shit. But all it's really good for nowadays is just scaring people. Oh, you're going to be put to death. Cool. That means I got like 30 or 40 more years tops. That's great because I'm already in my fucking 30s pushing 40. I mean, by the time I'm 90, you guys are going to kill me. I'll be ready to fucking peace out and check out anyways. What am I going to be scared of? I just got to live in prison, in solitary confinement or whatever. That doesn't scare anybody. Start fucking offing people in jails when they're on death row. And they're like, oh, it's inhumane, blah, 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 boo-hoo, baby. Well, who cares? Majority of these people that they killed was an inhumane fashion anyways. They're fucking stabbing people and killing people, raping people and burning people and all this other shit, shooting people. Well, is any of that humane? It doesn't make any sense, So this guy's had fucking crimes that he committed dating back to 1974. And he got popped finally. The last charge that they brought on him was for killing his cellmate with a sock full of batteries back in 1981. So that was the last murder charge that he got on him, on top of the other ones dating back previously. So he's been hanging around just being a scumbag, this guy in Idaho, Thomas Eugene Creech, just wasting away, and now they're going to finally kill him. So he waited all this time, and he's trying to get a stay of execution, and basically the judge was like, hey, fuck off, dude. You had all this time to plan this case out, and you waited till the last minute. Sorry, you're going away on Wednesday. peace out. You're going off the earth into wherever the hell you're going. And I think that should be the going rate. 2 years you get to take your chance and appeal. And after 2 years, if you're on death row, sorry, flip the switch, put the needle in. And in the other guy's case, just recently, fucking give him some gas and let him huff that shit until he's dead. It don't matter to me. They should make a lottery, like I've said before, dude. I've been in a room full of people talking about they should make a lottery. People should be able to, like, buy a ticket to go and execute somebody. How about that? Especially the child molesters. I'd pay money to get into a lottery. If I could fucking flip the switch on a child molester, dude, easy. I wouldn't even bat an eye. Just go in there and just and you're done. I'd get into a lottery for that shit. I bet a lot of people would too. A lot of people I know probably would. And that would be it. There you go. You took care of your own. Instead of being all about it on online, like, oh, fucking beat up or kill a child molester. They should make a lottery for that shit. That would be hilarious. That'd be a lot of revenue. Get you some revenue on that one, the part of the state, because we all know California ain't killing nobody, dude. Those motherfuckers just get to do whatever they want. Some of them get out 24 hours later. They go on to do more fucked up shit, like the guy in Georgia. Fucking illegal immigrant, what do you know? From Venezuela. Jose Antonio Ibarra. Okay, this guy's in Georgia, in Athens, Georgia. And he preyed on Laken Riley. She was a nursing student at the University of Georgia. And all she was doing was going out for a jog, around I guess there's a lake on campus there or something like that. And this guy just basically preyed on her, kidnapped her and murdered her and put her by the lake. And they found her. And the only way that they found out who the hell this guy was through campus security. Another one of those things, man. You got the border crisis going on, and they just turn a blind eye to it. And the craziest thing was, like, just like the rest of them that have, legal trouble when they come here illegally. This guy came into the U.S. obviously illegally from Venezuela in 2022. And he was released out of a processing center that same year because it was just too full. How about that? Sorry, we don't have room for you. We're not going to take you back to your country. So here's a little bit of money. You go and do whatever you want. In the land of the free, home of the brave. You don't know a lick of anything that goes on here at all. But we're just going to send you on your way. So go do what you need to do. And maybe we'll hear from you in fucking 15 years. Well, it didn't take this bastard that long to do anything because he was arrested in New York the following year, 2023, for child endangerment amongst a bunch of other shit. And New York City turned around and fucking released him back into the wild. No charges or anything like that. Just, sorry, bud. Here you go. Our mistake. Go ahead. Sorry for arresting you, even though you're a piece of shit. We're just going to let you go. So they let him go. He moves down to Athens, Georgia. And here we are. Mr. fucking Jose Ibarra, dude. Killing another American citizen for one. And this was somebody that was on the honor roll over there. Laken Riley. Just a sad, sad situation, man. And they're not going to mention anything about it at all. You won't really hear much about it. Because they're still in denial, of the shit storm that is the southern border. And also because, we have another hot topic on our hands right now, which is that whole Dagny Benedict thing, a.k.a. Nex. I'm sure you guys have heard about that by now. A non-binary student from Oklahoma. She got into a fight at the school after pouring water on 3 girls. They had like this... I guess it went down at the school, obviously. So the girls were like in the cafeteria, like putting chairs away. And then the other 3 girls that ended up, this whole thing kind of happened with, were kind of talking amongst themselves and kind of snickering and making fun of Nex and her friends or whatever. I don't fucking, dude, this is so complicated, this whole thing. So they were kind of just talking shit low key, like, ha ha ha, why do they dress like that? Why do they laugh like that? So Nex, I feel so weird saying that, like next in line. Nex went over with a water bottle and dumped water all over these girls. So they went into the bathroom and they basically jumped her. And I guess the fight, they say, lasted less than 2 minutes. I don't really know. She said that one girl grabbed her by the hair and she like threw her off into like a paper towel dispenser. Then they were basically separated after that. And she claimed that she blacked out. Oh, they hit me and I blacked out. I don't understand what happened after that. So the thing is, where it kind of gets weird now with this whole thing is that there's video from the school that shows her walking to the nurse's office, like being escorted to the nurse's office. She's walking over there, and then she walks from the nurse's office over to the principal's office, and then walks out of the school after that, like with a guardian or whoever it was that came to pick her up. So like it just kind of is weird that you would be like walking around just so casually, like they see in the video, after being like beaten unconscious, basically. I don't know if somebody that got knocked the fuck out would be able to kind of just pop up and walk around like that, like without any kind of like stumbling or assistance. Just kind of weird. And so after she got home, she ended up dying the next day. And kind of like begs the question, like what really happened, because they were saying that there was a police report. They were saying that according to the toxicology report, they're not going to know exactly how it happened, obviously, until that's done. But they say that her dying basically wasn't related to the trauma after like the fight at school, basically. So my guess in this whole thing is that she probably took something like at the home and like OD'd or something like that, because there was no like obvious like, oh, she like killed herself using this or did this or whatever. They said she was just found dead, apparently. I don't know. So we'll have to see what happens with that, because right now there's a fucking shitstorm of, not riots yet, but basically they held a vigil for her in Oklahoma, and it like got taken over by a bunch of like rally type people and shit like that. They were just basically using it to like spew their message and all that stuff. So it's kind of, I don't know, kind of weird. Like if I was having a vigil for like one of my friends or something like that, and some fucking person came up and just started yapping, I'd probably tell them to fuck off. And even her parents didn't really understand like how the whole pronouns thing was going and all that stuff. So I don't know. The whole thing is just kind of weird. I'm kind of skeptical on the whole thing, that because people are already saying online that, oh, she was beaten to death. Well, you have to be beaten and die like at the same time, you know, like you're not gonna get beaten and then go cruise around and get interviewed and stuff at a hospital and admit basically that you were in the wrong. And they're trying to say like, oh, since there's police body cam footage of her being interviewed at the hospital, that her parents were pressured into not filing charges. Well, the cop straight up told her, like, you fucking started this whole thing by dumping water on somebody. If you would have never done that, then you probably wouldn't have got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it goes. Like, you start something and then you play the victim, basically. Like, oh, they beat me up. Well, yeah. You fucking poured water on them instead of just telling them, hey, you know, fuck off, shut up. It's just kind of a little gray area. And then for those of you that want to go watch it or feel like you need to watch it, go watch it. The cop is interviewing her in the ER room and basically breaks it down to her like, hey, if you want to go press charges, be prepared to get charges brought on you for assault too, because you assaulted them first and then the rest is history kind of thing. So, I mean, it sucks somebody died, but I don't think it was necessarily because she got beat up. Yeah, I think it was just kind of like, oh, man, my story's not being heard kind of deal, you know, like we see frequently with people. And I believe, and I could be wrong, I think she killed herself. I'm just going to say that out loud because it just seems too weird. I'm not saying that there could be anything like medically wrong, but if the cops are even saying that the death has nothing to do with the altercation, then it kind of leads you down another path, and it's more towards something that was done by herself, other than the people that were involved in the fight. So I don't know. We'll have to see. with that whole thing. It's kind of weird. I think only be telling if there is something that has to do with that fight, then those other girls are probably going to get some charges brought on them. And that's going to be crazy too. All over, how somebody dresses and laughs, I guess. But who knows, man? That's the world we live in today. We have a lot of people out there that do their thing, and I don't know. It just is what it is at this point. Nothing much you can do about it. You can make posts about it. You can go to rallies, but 99% of those people aren't doing shit other than just attending these things. They're not on, a daily basis going and actually trying to make a difference. They're just going out there to be in that movement and in that moment. So put up or shut up, basically. Let's see what else we got. Oh, the lady or the guy in Compton, dude. The guy in Compton got fucking mauled by the dogs. That shit was crazy. There was like 5 of these like pit bulls that like fucked this guy up in his backyard. I guess he was like trying to feed him or something like that, and they attacked him and just like ripped him to fucking shreds. And his wife was starting to get attacked, and she had to like scale a fence and everything like that. So they probably took those dogs and euthanized them, which is pretty needed, I think, after something like that. I don't think you're gonna really get off the hook if you're a dog and you're fucking mauling somebody to death. You're probably gonna get stuck with that night needle. You know what I'm saying? But they're actually doing a thing over in the UK too about they're just euthanizing the XL bullies over there for being dangerous. I don't really know what my take is on that. Well, I do know what my take is. Basically, don't be a fucking piece of shit with your animal. Don't train it and be mean to it and do all this other stuff to make it like that. You can nurture an animal to behave the way you need them to behave or want them to behave. Will it take away their basic instincts as a dog? No, not really. It's you can't erase that. That's in their DNA. That's what has been in their breed for thousands of years or whatever, depending on what type of dog you own. Like I said, I own a Rottweiler. Is he behaved? Yeah, majority of the time, but he's not out there fucking ripping people's faces off and stuff like that. But if I can guarantee you, like I said last week, if somebody was to poke or try to kick the dog or anything like that, it's go time and you're going to be fucking sorry that you did. But I'm not out here training him and doing crazy shit with him so that way he's aggressive all the time. This dog's chill as a cucumber, man. But if he gets messed with, he's got to defend himself, and if it comes at the expense of him attacking somebody because they poked him or prodded him or put him in danger, I'm going to laugh. Probably get sued, but I'm going to laugh either way because that's what you fucking get. But them just kind of taking these dogs and euthanizing them over in the UK and stuff like that, it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of just it's kind of wrong that they're doing that if you want the real thing. Like I said, because there's a way that these dogs can be treated or like maybe even rehabbed in certain cases. But yeah, I think that's kind of shitty that they're doing that over there because I have a dangerous breed and I wouldn't just write them off as being, useless and untrainable. There's always ways you can fix that kind of thing. But yeah, that's about it. And besides, I know people that have bullies and stuff like that, XL bullies and all types of shit, and their dogs are totally normal. But then you have the ones that I'm sure in this case of the guy in Compton was probably doing some shady shit, trying to like dog fight and all that bullshit that nobody wants to see either. That kind of shit sucks. So yeah, let's field a couple questions here. Like I do usually weekly, I kind of throw some stuff out there question wise, ask me some random questions. Let's see what we got here. Favorite food? Oh my god, favorite food. I love me some pasta. That's for sure. One of the staples of my house growing up, just Portuguese blood, has got to be the linguiça. If you guys know anything about that, The Portuguese linguiça is number one in the house. I think that's like probably after your furniture gets moved in, then you bring the linguiça in, and then everything else. Um, that shit is just off the hook. Particularly, I like the Silva brand. I've had authentic stuff before, which is good, but I'm more partial to the Silva brand because number one, it's hard to get like authentic, Portuguese linguiça, but I like that shit. I would say that's probably one of my favorite foods too, but definitely pasta is way up there. I love noodles, man. Like anything that has noodles is is a favorite of mine. But I don't know. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling, really. Let's see what else we got. Do I believe in aliens? Sure. Sure. Yeah, I'll believe in some aliens. You never know what they're here for. They could be millions of years old and just want to see how we operate or get down. It's not us that's seeking them out sometimes, apparently. I don't know. It's that whole thing I never really got into other than, in the 90s and 2000s when you had like alien everything, like alien fucking blow up toys and this and that and all kinds of shit. Everything had aliens on it. T-shirts had aliens on it. Hats had aliens on it. You had fucking plush alien stuffed animals or whatever you want to call them, and everything was just alien everywhere. So aliens are cool. Not just the ones from space. Those guys are cool, but the illegal aliens here, fuck those guys. Another one. I've been with my chick for 2 years now, and I know I want to be with her forever. When is a good time to propose? I kind of touched on this a while ago. Whenever you guys are financially stable, man, like a lot of people, divorce rates and shit like that are pretty high just because, people can't hang. It's gotta be a 50-50 kind of thing. One person can't bear the brunt of everything. And I think if that gets established in a relationship, then I think you'll probably be good. Not just on the financial side, but you guys have to, obviously, you guys got to kind of know, kind of more in depth. I guess if you're not living with the person, it's kind of hard to tell. Like you could be with somebody for 3 years, 4 years, whatever, and not live with them, and you kind of don't know anything about them until you start living with them. So that's definitely a good thing to do is probably if you guys are ready, move in together and see what happens. Because if you're not with that person all the time and it's kind of just, we see each other every other day and then on weekends, you don't really get a sense of how that person lives when they're away from you. So I don't know, man. Living with my girlfriend's fun. But I think for somebody that's kind of, I wouldn't even say new, 2 years is a while, but yeah, I would do the if you guys are ready to, and if you guys are financially capable of doing it, move in, get a place, and kind of see how that kind of makes your relationship go. You never know. It could be an eye-opener, good or bad, but hopefully for your sake, it's good. If that's what your plans are, good for you. Let me know how that turns out. Last one. Favorite band? Oh, Lord. My favorite band. What is my favorite band? I don't know. I always go back and say Queen, because it's really one of those staple bands. It's one of those things my dad introduced me to at a young age, and that's just the thing that has always stuck with me. The News of the World album and stuff like that. I believe that's what that album is called. It's got the robot guy on the front and he's holding a dude in his hand. That's just always been like a vivid kind of album cover for me, and that's one of the ones that I first remember seeing and listening to a long time ago, way back in the day, when Columbia House was a thing. And for those of you that don't know what Columbia House is, go look it up and you'll see real old school shit. But yeah, I remember seeing the orders from Columbia House and rifling through them all the time, and then being like, hey, where the fuck's my CD at? Where's this CD at? I just got this CD, but where's it at? And I'd be hoarding it in my room, listening to whatever the new stuff was that we would get in the mail. But yeah, I think favorite band wise right now, man, I don't know. I listen to a consistent group of bands. Like I'm always looking for new stuff too. So if you guys are out there and you're listening, I listen to a ton of different stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions, throw it my way. But right now, I'd probably say the bands that I really want to see and that I've been trying to see for a while are Sleep Token, Spirit Box, Architects. Who else? There's a bunch. But those guys are some favorites. I'm a big fan of the Amity Affliction. I've seen them a few times, and those guys do not disappoint. I wish I could go to a Sick New World. That'd be pretty rad to go see. Maybe next year. But yeah, that's those are some of my favorite bands right now, at least. I'd have to dig for that all-time list, though. I'll put one together and see how you guys like that. Definitely for those of you that actually listen to bands. I know people listen to hip hop and stuff like that and a bunch of different other genres, but for the rock style stuff, those are my favorites right now. And I'll have to report back with my my hip hop and all the other stuff. Eventually, I'll do that. I'll have to make an episode where I just list stuff or something like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast again this week. I know it was a little edgy, a little on the rough side as far as my topics go and stuff like that. I don't really care what anybody thinks as far as my opinion. I voice what I want to voice and get it out to you guys on a weekly basis. So that's how shit goes. And if you like the podcast and you enjoy it, enjoy listening to it solo or with friends or family, you can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else that you stream your podcasts, or if you have a favorite app other than those two. I know we're on iHeartRadio and stuff like that too, so check it out wherever you can. You can find me on Instagram, digital_demons_podcast. Add it up. Go catch the Instagram. YouTube, it updates weekly when I release an episode. You could find me there just at Digital Demons Podcast. Also on X, I've been slacking, man. I need to get up on that X game and really start posting on there. It might help me remember some of the stuff that I'm trying to discuss during weekly topics and stuff like that for the podcast. But you can find me on X at DGITLDMNSPOD, Digital Demons Pod on X. And if you guys have any cool suggestions or you want to hear from me about just stuff in general, you can shoot me an email at digitaldemonspodcast@gmail.com. And like always, thank you for everybody that's out there listening, for people that have been sharing the show, feeding me that energy and those good vibes, as well as leaving reviews and stuff like that. I appreciate everybody that throws their little spin on stuff or whatever they want to call it, week in and week out. So very appreciative of everybody that listens, and I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. We'll see you next week. It's going to be episode 10, baby. We'll be in double digits. So you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Peace.